What's going on YouTube? It's TH back again with another video, and today I'm giving you my picks for week 14 of the NFL season. Hopefully you all have been looking forward to this. Hopefully you all are doing okay, and hopefully you all enjoy today's video. If you do, hit that like button. It would help me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, want to see more sports content, just hit that big red subscribe button and comment your picks for the week down in the comment section. Give me some upset picks in specific. Love to have your thoughts. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see my overall record for the year, as well as what I did last week, coming off a pretty strong showing. If you're new to these videos, I will be picking winners, but we'll talk against the spread and some betting analysis for each and every game. So let's jump right into it. Thursday night football. I'm going to take the Vikings to win and cover. If you don't know, I'm a Steelers fan. I just think this is a spot where these two teams have get-right moments in a lot of ways. Now it's in a negative connotation for the Steelers, right? Big emotional win at home against the Ravens. When you look at the talent of those two teams, probably not something you look at and say Pittsburgh should hang in with Baltimore or ultimately beat Baltimore, but it's a rivalry game and things can be weird. Pittsburgh gets the win. Minnesota's coming off maybe the most disappointing loss for any team this year, right? They're the team to give the Lions their first win, so that's obviously frustrating. Minnesota stays at home. Pittsburgh travels Thursday Night Football. That could play a factor in it, though I think Mike Tomlin is a good enough coach to have his team ready. So I'm gonna lean Minnesota here, but I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a fun one, and honestly, I don't know what we're going to get ourselves into. And these two teams seem to play a lot of close games, unless Pittsburgh's playing the Bengals. But Minnesota in specific plays a lot of close games, so it should be a good one tonight. Then we get to the Bengals and 49ers. I'll take the Bengals at home, give you the point with it as well. You're basically picking the winner at that point, though. I just think this offense could present enough challenges to the 49ers defense, right? Who in San Francisco's secondary is checking Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. And I think Joe Mixon's been playing pretty well. I know last week wasn't uber efficient, right? But found the end zone once again. He is a receiving threat. And, Fred Warner might be able to check him out of the backfield. But outside of Fred Warner, that defense is looking a little rough over the past couple of weeks for San Francisco. So, give me the Bengals at home. I think the offense can present enough problems. Now, on the other side of the coin is if there's no Logan Wilson, I am worried about what this Bengals run defense might look like against, Eli Mitchell, who's looked fantastic this year, and that Kyle Shanahan offense that just schemes open runs, right? Like if he finds blocking advantages, and Trent Williams has been fantastic, especially in the run game. So I think there's a pathway for 49ers getting back to the winning column, but I think I'm just going to go with the Bengals, especially considering they're at home and in, betting situations. If it's a 50-50, I feel like I want to bet it. I'll go with the team who gets points with it. So in this case, it's the Bengals. Then we get to the Browns and Ravens. Reluctantly, I'm going to go with Cleveland here. Part of it's because the Ravens have not looked good over the past couple weeks, and I know that. Meanwhile, the Browns had a bye week last week, and they played the Ravens, the week before that. So this feels like the perfect schedule lineup for the Browns to be able to get this second game in the season series. Maybe they got a little healthier. Maybe Baker Mayfield's closer to 100% and his accuracy returns with it. I don't know. We'll see. But, the Ravens are also at a spot where, no Marlon Humphrey. I think they're starting to hit that critical mass where they have so many injuries that it's almost impossible for them to stay afloat as serious playoff contenders. And therefore, maybe that levels the playing field and maybe the Browns are a better football team now. It's going to take Lamar Jackson playing like an MVP, and we haven't seen him really do that the past couple of weeks, specifically throwing the football. But anything's possible, so I'm excited to see that one. AFC North battle once again. Titans and Jags, give me the Titans to win and cover. There's not a whole lot I'm going to say about this. Sorry, Jags fans. Then we get to the Chiefs and the Raiders. I don't know why I couldn't speak there. But give me Kansas City to win. But if we're talking spread, I like the Raiders to be able to cover this mark. I know they've been up and down, but again, division games, they play close. And the Raiders have been a team that, in the first meeting between these two sides, they had some unlucky turnovers that, kind of prohibited them from, keep it close. And also, I think this second time around, you're going to see that defense shift a little bit, right? Showed a whole lot of cover one looks the first time these two teams played, and the Chiefs' offense was back where we kind of anticipated it being coming into the season. I think you'll start to see a little bit more too high, or at least rotating and trying to keep Patrick Mahomes within himself in a sense of you're trying to limit everything from 15-yard plays. But even the Broncos didn't show all that many too high looks. Instead, they played just really conservative, one high looks. Basically, they'd show too high, rotate down to one high. And that single high safety was really far back and it limited big plays. So maybe you'll see something similar with the Raiders this week. But I still like the Chiefs to win. I just like Las Vegas to be able to cover that 9.5 point mark. Saints and Jets. I really wanted to go Jets to win here at home because I just don't know what I'm getting with Taysom Hill, right? Is he 100%? Is he going to turn the football over 4 times? Zach Wilson didn't look great, but he did look better last week compared to what we've seen for the majority of his playing time this year. But the Saints' defense is the best unit in this contest, so I'm going to go with New Orleans. And honestly, that unit might be the highest scoring of any unit in this game, which it says a lot about what we might be getting ourselves into at this contest. This could be an ugly defensive grind just because it's likely, I guess, to be Taysom Hill versus Zach Wilson. And, not necessarily an appetizing QB matchup. Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to go with Dallas to win. Dak Prescott historically has played pretty well against Washington, but that 4.5-point mark might be something that you look at and say, I want to bet Washington football team to lose within 4 or less. And if I were to put money on it, that's probably where I'd go. Washington's playing really good of late, and the defense has been exponentially better. William Jackson II looks like he refound himself, right? And the pass rush has been there even without Chase Young, so they could cause some problems there. Dallas's offensive line still working itself back to full health, and really it probably won't get there given how late we are in the year. But overall, that's an interesting battle of strengths, right? The Cowboys' offensive line versus Washington's pass rush. But Dak, like I said, has played well, and they have enough playmakers. I'm going to go with the Cowboys despite them being on the road. Falcons and Panthers. I guess I'm going to go with Atlanta here. Carolina is coming off their bye, which makes me want to say, okay, maybe Cam Newton has settled into that offense, but what is the offense, right? You fired Joe Brady a week ago, on this past Sunday, I should say, and now I don't know what I'm anticipating with that offense. So given the uncertainty, I'm fading Carolina at this point, and I don't love taking Atlanta here, but I will take the 2.5 points that comes with the Falcons. So give me Atlanta to win, and I'll take the points with it if we're talking the spread. And then we get to Seattle and Houston. Houston without Tyrod Taylor. With Tyrod Taylor, we'll start there. Might have been able to keep this within a touchdown. But Davis Mills, I'm not as confident. Granted, he did have that crazy game against the Pats. He's been one of the few QBs that look pretty good against Bill Belichick this year, which who would have thought that? But I think this might be too big of a hole for him to try to climb out of. I know Seattle's offenses have been overly impressive, but the Texans' defense has been putrid in a lot of different ways. There's just not a whole lot of long-term projectable talent on that side of the football for Houston. So I think this could be a game where Russell Wilson continues to get back to form, and we'll see more Lockett, we'll see more Metcalf, and hopefully Gerald Everett doesn't try to sell it this week for Seattle. Then we get to the Broncos and Lions. I'll take Denver to win. 8.5 points feels like a lot for a team that struggles to score the football, but they have been up and down. I'll take Denver to cover this mark, and I guess a little bit of a bold pick there. If you have Javonte Williams in fantasy, congratulations. He went off last Sunday night. I think he's due for another big game, especially if there's no Melvin Gordon, but I think he's, kind of taken over that backfield with what he did against the Chiefs. But if Javonte Williams is the lead back against the Lions' run defense, congratulations on the W this week in fantasy football, because JW is going to go crazy. Chargers and Giants. This feels like a spot where the Chargers might let some people down. Yeah, they've been really rocky to say the least, and lots of ups, lots of downs. This feels like it could be a low point. The Giants steal on the road. Justin Herbert's had some struggles against really good defenses, and Patrick Graham coaches a really good defense in New York. There's a lot of talent on that side of the football. But I'll still take the Chargers to win and cover. I'm just worried about what Mike Glennon is going to look like in that offense, right? And I don't know Joey Bosa's going to play in this game. He was held out after getting hurt pretty early on against the Bengals, but figured to see him in the lineup, and I don't know who on the Giants' offensive line is slowing down Bosa. So it could be a big day for the big man, and a scary proposition there, if you will, for Mike Glennon. The neck could be in for a long day for sure. Bills and Bucks, maybe the game of the week. That or Monday Night Football in a lot of ways. Thursday Night Football is pretty good too. I'm going to go with the Bucks to win, and I think I'll take them to cover. I think this defense is starting to get healthy now. I know they don't have Mike Edwards due to the whole COVID vaccine card situation, but Carlton Davis came back last week, so now he's also got a week under his belt. John Murphy-Bunting's been back for a little bit. Jamel Dean feels like he's in a more complimentary role, right? He's not the CB1, which I think he did find him when he was out in the field, but now he's going against 2s, 3s. That's even better for him. And I just trust that defense. Tom Brady has been playing better over the last 2 weeks, and I think he's the opportunity to try to pick on a Buffalo secondary that doesn't have Trey White. So Levi Wallace matched up against Mike Evans. I don't know how to feel about that. And Bills' number 2 corner, whoever that might end up being for this contest, lined up against Chris Godwin. I'm not feeling great about that if I'm a Bills fan. So because of that, I think the Bucs will win and cover this. That said, the Bills can do a lot of those same things against the Bucs, right? Even with those corners healthy, there's still some advantage as to how they play, right? They don't run the football, so that's already taken away one of the bigger strengths that Tampa Bay has. And they're going to go 4 wide. You'll see a lot of 10 personnel, a lot of 11 personnel, and they'll stretch out that defense vertically. And that could present some problems, especially down Mike Edwards, who's been playing some slot corner, and he's been a rotational safety. So we'll see if Antoine Winfield Jr. slides in that role. I think that's a pretty seamless fix, but he also does a lot of other things in that safety spot. So we'll see. But I would take the Bucs. I think they're just a better football team right now. Then we get to the Packers and the Bears. I'll take Green Bay to win. 12.5 is a ton of points. Does seem like Justin Fields is going to play. So because of that, it's prime time, right? We've got a lot of close games on prime time. I'll go with the Bears to cover this. That said, they probably lose by 10. I don't think this game's going to be necessarily close. Maybe not even as close as it was the first time around when these two teams met in Soldier Field. But I just think Green Bay's clicking on all cylinders, which is really impressive despite not having Elton Jenkins, no David Bakhtiari, no Zadarius Smith, no Jair Alexander. All these names you've heard a lot of people talking about. It's been really impressive. Mike LaFleur has done a hell of a job coaching up that team, and Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, backpacking the offense. Aaron Jones is back too. So, yeah, feeling pretty good about Green Bay there. I do think Chicago is more than capable of being able to cover this number, especially with Justin Fields. Monday Night Football, I can't pick against the Cardinals, right? As much as I'd love for the Rams to win this game, for the storylines, right? Like they are, in a lot of ways, the biggest talking point of the NFL, right? How big of a difference is Goff to Stafford? How impactful is Sean McVay's offense? We've talked about the Rams a ton this year. And they have one signature win, but it came in week 3, so how signature is it? This would be the W that you look at and say, okay, the Rams can win big games. Stafford can show up. This could be a team that wins a couple of games in the playoffs. They could make a Super Bowl run. I just think I like Arizona a little bit more. Cardinals took the first matchup. Now they're in Glendale. And I think Kyler Murray's rushing ability presents a whole lot of problems for specifically the linebackers of the Rams. And, Jalen Ramsey and Nuke Hopkins is an intriguing matchup, but I don't know who for the Rams. And, they play a lot of zones, so it's not necessarily man-to-man, but what's your answer for Rondale Moore? AJ Green's looked pretty good. Zach Ertz has been a nice addition to that offense. So I think there's a lot of weapons for Arizona to work with. And additionally, James Conner, all he does is score touchdowns. And they found ways to add him into the offense in an efficient manner. Him and Chase Edmonds, for that matter. So I think the Cardinals offense is going to be good enough to go toe-to-toe with the Rams. And Vance Joseph right now would be my coordinator of the year. That defense has superseded all expectations that I could have had for this unit. So really impressed with Arizona. And the way they're playing, I have a hard time picking against them, especially at home. So give me the Cardinals over the Rams on Monday Night Football. But that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. It helped me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more sports content, hit that big red subscribe button. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Give me some picks of the week for week 14. Give me some upset picks in specific. Love to have some thoughts. Love to talk some betting or football in general with you down in the comment section. That's going to do it for me. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Till next time, my name is Tej, and I'm signing off.